Hi, I'm Jake Langsley. Today I want to talk about goat grazing. It's been real big out on the west coast and east coast, and it's finally starting to infiltrate into the Midwest. Hoping to kind of explain about this new and exciting area and how goats can help beautify the environment. Ever since I've been little, I've been really interested in creating environments for wildlife. About 8 years ago, I started a company called Aqua Eden, where we provide water habitats, ponds, lakes, and streams to increase the overall wildlife abundance. Since then, I've moved in the country. I got a great spot in the woods here, old oak forest here, and was just really bothered by the amount of invasives that we had here, especially buckthorn. Kept growing faster than I could keep up with it, and I knew there had to be a better way. So I've been studying this goat grazing for a while, talking to some other companies about it, and doing some of my testing, and I'm excited to kind of show a sneak preview of where we're at right now and what these goats can do. I had an early conversation with the DNR non-game manager out of Rochester, and saying that they get all kinds of calls of people that wanting to use goat grazing on their property, but they don't have any contractors or anyone to go out and do that. So just from talking to them, getting information, and having them help, was able to secure some funding to do some research sites and also to develop a goat grazing business. Some of the benefits of goat grazing include the fact that they're eco-friendly. We're not pumping them full of gas or diesel. We're just pumping them full of invasive leaves to power them. Their byproduct is a beautiful fertilizer. Their digestive system, breaks down a very high percentage of weed seeds and other types of matter, so that you're not spreading, say, invasives and such. Goats are fun to watch. You could sit and watch them for hours. Some of them climb trees. You'll get ones that will bend the trees and saplings over with their neck or their stomach, and then the others will swarm in like piranhas and just devour the leaves, and it's really fun to watch. I could sit here with a lawn chair and watch them for hours. But one really big advantage with goat grazing is they do very little to the soil disturbance and soil compaction. Say you drive in a bobcat or some other machinery, it really compacts the soil and makes it harder for natives to get their foothold. And if you pull the plants out, you disturb the soil and increase erosion. Now these goats, some of them, the largest we have are probably around that 200-pounder, but most of them are around that 60 to 80 pounds. So they're putting less pressure on the soil and not causing as much compaction as they methodically work through the woods to clean up the invasives. Goats are also very quiet when they're feeding, so that's one way we kind of tell that they have enough food. If you start hearing them call out, that means it's time to move them on to the next pen. But say you're in a neighborhood and you're just kind of sick and tired of listening to chainsaws or bobcats beeping all day long. It's just a nice quiet relief, and hearing them munch and crunch on the buckthorn just kind of has a soothing effect. We're finding that they're not stripping the bur oaks, the hickories, some of your big older mature trees with thicker bark. They really like to get the younger saplings and some of the smaller plants, so it's nice to know that we don't have to worry about them killing some 200-year-old oak tree if managed correctly. Another benefit of goats, after they're done, you look through the forest, it's almost like a fire, but you don't see the black char. And basically recreating a disturbance that used to occur naturally. The Native Americans used to start fires. We used to have natural lightning strikes that would kind of open up and create these habitats. We've since suppressed that. And now we need to get more disturbance back into the forest landscape, and the grazing goats do that. So people call us up, say, hey, I have a property I'd like to look at. We come out, assess the forest, to see the desirable species, the undesirable species. We'll tell you if goats were helpful. Maybe goats might not be the best method to use in your application. From there, if we find out that the goats will work for you, we set up these temporary electric panels, electric fencing, and these are they're solar charged, and we basically set up different paddock sizes and put a different density of goats depending on how fast we want them to eat it down. So we're using concentrated goat grazing in a particular area, and what we want to do is get the goats to totally strip all the foliage off the plants of the undesirable species. Then later on, sometimes one pass will solve some of the plants, but some of the stubborn plants like buckthorn will take repeated grazings to eventually kill the plant. And the older the plant, the more grazing it takes. So, and also it all depends on the soil type, how much water they get. This spring has been very wet, so we really have to kind of hit them hard and hit them often. Basically what we're trying to do is put the forest back to a clean reset, just totally stripping everything down, and the plant will then resprout. We'll come back again and hit it again, and eventually the plant's not going to have enough nutrients to keep going, to survive through the harsh Minnesota winters here, and it will ultimately die. We'll basically move them from pen to pen, and then when they're done we haul them back, and all the homeowner has to do is just sit back and lawn chair and watch these goofy animals crawl all over and do some good. So they're a fun animal, and this this is baby Eden. This is our you want to be on camera or what? This is baby Eden. This is our only baby that we had this year. She's got a good personality. Ever since she was weaned, she was eating buckthorn with her mother, climbing trees. Does a great job with that. We have all different sizes, smaller ones, large ones. I like to have a couple big ones that really push, and they know how to bend the saplings over, and then the smaller ones come in and storm it like piranhas. I like to think of it as a sports team, and I'm a coach before a game here. So particular paddock, I'll put some of the bigger, taller goats, call them, say, the linemen, to just smash some of the saplings down and bend them down. Then it offers some of the availability for some of your smaller, say, cornerbacks or whatever to come in, the little ones to come in and storm the leaves. And we get a good mix of sizes and personalities. It's crazy how some goats like to eat a particular plant. Some really like to be in the marshes and the wet areas. So we get a good variety and mix of different breeds and sizes. And goats are not all work. There's a lot of fun when playing with these animals in the woods. So we get to sit in lawn chairs, or the homeowner gets to sit and enjoy them. Actually, it's a kind of a popular hobby in some states to have dinner parties when the goats are grazing their backyard. People invite people over and grill out and sit in lawn chairs and watch them, and just have fun with it. Because watching them climb trees, they climb up on little rocks and headbutt each other and play King of the Mountain. It's just kind of fun to watch while they're working, and they're always doing something crazy and spontaneous, so it just keeps the enjoyment factor. I think it's even more exciting to watch than TV. They're great for children. If you have grandkids coming over, they'd love to watch and check them out, and it's beautiful. We take care of them. We haul them in, we haul them out. Kids get to pet them a couple times, and they had a pet for a week or a day or a couple months, depending on how long we're at the job. So there's a lot of fun, and it never gets old, and everything, every day, it's always, they start chewing on your jacket like this one's doing here now. You must be getting a little jealous. So we set up these temporary electric fences, move them methodically through the woods, and pull them out when they're done. This one's hungry and ready to keep going there. So they love to eat, they have a high metabolism, and we just try to stay ahead of that so that they don't get to the point where they're actually starving or running out of food. So keep them plenty well fed, move them around pens throughout the summer, and trying to get 2 grazings, sometimes 3 grazings in a particular site. It all depends on what species you have. All right, I'm super excited to help grow the goat grazing concept in Minnesota and across the country, connecting with others who do the similar work. I think we've reached a time now where the technology and everything is kind of aligning just right. We've got more invasives. Even since I was a child, I used to be able to walk through the woods and not have to slash through buckthorn. And now most of the woods that you drive by, anywhere there's light and they're just the right soil conditions, buckthorn's kind of taking over some of our wetland habitats in our area and even the upland areas. So, and it's spreading at a rate that people cannot keep up with it. And it's hard to get many volunteers out there. A lot of local nature centers have told me that it's hard to find people that want to go out and volunteer, even get paid time to go out and cut through this thick mosquito-infested woods and try to knock some of this back. So I think the goats are going to give us that initial blitz and at least open the area up so we can work and we're not getting so cut up as we're going through the woods. So they're going to be, I think they're just going to help us get caught up, and really excited to share some of the tips and tricks that we have in future videos, and also to help landowners find other alternatives that are more eco-friendly. And the eco-friendly part is really exciting with these, because the goats need to eat anyway. They're out there eating the brush, and they don't require any workers' comp or anything like that, and they're just they're content with what they do. They do it even if we weren't paying them or putting them in panels like we are, And it's just a win-win for the goats, it's a win-win for the landowners, and then for the environment. We're not pumping fossil fuels and all kinds of stuff and making a lot of noise or a lot of soil disturbances. So when you look at a woods after, it's just amazing. And I get comments like that all the time. I just can't believe how well they've eaten things down and kind of really cleared it out, and how fast they do it. They have such a high metabolism. They're just mowing the plants down. So it's just really cool to watch and see. And if you ever want to come out and check out some of our sites and see where they've grazed before, I definitely recommend you contact us and find out more about that.